opportunities against Queen's Royal College, many of them created by himself, and that's the type of player 1v1 that he's good at. Can he now turn that into goals? Can he turn that into goal-scoring opportunities, not just for himself, but also for his teammates? That would be critical here today, because there's no doubt when he's on his day, he's almost unplayable.
Well, unplayable, but the turn goes to Chaguanas North right now, winners of Central Zone. What do you make of them, James Saunders?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're no Michael Jordan, but this is their last dance, really, at the top flight. Of course, relegated at the end of the season. But they're a very interesting team, Chaguanas North, because if you stopped most of their games at halftime, they certainly would have lots of points on the board.
Yeah.
In fact, 6 times they went into the half level on points, including against 3 teams still in this competition.
Wow.
Presentation College, Arima, and Speyside. So they are a team that do well in 45 minutes. It's after that is where they fall apart, and you just wonder, with a bit more mileage, a bit more confidence in the Intercol competition, can they go one step further and continually push for that fairy tale spot in the semi-final?
Well, the one person that has to hold them together is their coach. Let's hear what he had to say pre this matchup.
Coach, obviously your team is one of the favorites now, moving to this round of the competition. How do you feel about that tag?
We are optimistic that we can come away with a victory today. Right, the boys have been working really hard, right, and I think they have it in them. They finally start to believe in themselves, which is most important, and they enjoy what they do, which is playing football.
We saw your team at the end of the league competition gaining some momentum, which you've carried through all the way to the Intercol. Is that a new belief system creeping into the team, you believe?
Yes, definitely. Right, they finally start to believe in the philosophy that we try to put forward to them. Right, and we are seeing improvement.
Thank you, Coach.
Chaguanas North may be ready to pull an upset today, but James, let's talk about their key player, Mr. Lewis.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Lewis. He's certainly been the best in terms of quality in the lot for Chaguanas North. Playing in the central midfield, he's going to be instrumental on both sides of the football.
Yeah.
For one, creating the opportunities. We saw him getting key moments for them to get them advanced in the Intercol part of it. But with a team like St. Anthony's, when they're not going to have the ball, one just wonders how well he works off the ball as well.
Yeah.
And keeping this bunch together, his leadership as well should be very important in terms of keeping this team together.
Well, it's the Coca-Cola Intercol. When we come back around, we get ready to feel the magic. But we remind you to download the SportsMax app today. Head on over to the Google Play or the Apple App Store right now and download. When we come back around, it's quarterfinal action in the Coca-Cola Intercol.
All the old parents say laugh and cry, live in the same house. Well, we've got a beautiful city to have all of the above. Welcome to Port of Spain, the home of the Hazley Crawford Stadium and the National Intercol quarterfinal. St. Anthony's College versus Chaguanas North. One of these teams will be smiling all the way to the semi-final after this fixture. The other one, well, they will just cry wee all the way home. Hazley Crawford Stadium, the iconic venue named after TNT's first Olympic gold medalist, sprinter Hazley Crawford, and a venue that has hosted some of the biggest of the biggest. It is the grand stage where these teams will contest and battle it out for 90 minutes to move on for a chance to be crowned Intercol winners. Well, one of these teams already have an Intercol on the cabinet, another one to add to the collection. Certainly would be gold for St. Anthony's College. Chaguanas North, on the other hand, well, it's the first time they are where the air is rare, and it's certainly be hoping to create some sort of an upset. Introduction to the cast and crew as we have our first look at the Westmoreland Tigers, St. Anthony's College. So many prominent names in local football that have come to the factory of St. Anthony's. Of course, Real Gill, one of the young talent now with the national team, Kyle Thomas as well. And of course, Kenwin Jones, one of the standout players, and he could go back in history and name so many. One of these young men would certainly hope to etch their name in the folklore of the names to pass through the hollowed halls. Let's meet the referees. Cardwell Orr is the man with the whistle. He will be assisted by Kurt Charles and Arnold Joseph, while Michael Spencer will provide the assistance from the sidelines. Spoke a lot about the Tigers, spoke about the past. Let's delve into the present and the future stars. Of course, Grovey, top of the jersey, just a remembrance of Coach Grosvenor, who of course was there overseeing the most successful era in St. Anthony's history. Well, here are the introductions, and in goal, Morris gets his place after coming in and being the hero in the penalty shootout against QRC. And then, of course, the likes of Dunbar, Wilson Wright, Crovador, and Andel Fraser will be expected to provide the firepower that is so legendary about them. Ronald Daniel is the coach.
Well, Crovador has slipped back into the 10 position, allowing Thomas to be the focal point for St. Anthony's College. Look for Wilson Wright to dominate in terms of the way and tempo that St. Anthony's wants to play. And Morris in goal, safe pair of hands.
Chaguanas North, situated in the heart of the central borough, Trinidad and Tobago. Not a very flattering league campaign by any stretch of the imagination, but they've come with one purpose, and that is to impress Nkosi Moore. The Moore brothers, Nikesi and Nkosi, will be expected to shoulder some of the experience, while Lewis, we spoke about him being one of the key players. Anson Raymond will sit on the bench. He certainly have experience in that regard.
Well, look for Kendall and Benjamin to provide protection. Lewis will play a bit more advanced of them. And one of the Moore brothers will be in goal.
So they're ready and they're set for action. Who will progress to the semi-final? A date with Speyside Secondary awaits the team that will move forward in this quarterfinal match. St. Anthony's versus Chaguanas North. All sunny conditions welcome us here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Just a slight breeze. Of course, it's really hot these days here in Port of Spain. Brent Sancho, former TNT and World Cup defender, is alongside me. Your opening thoughts, Brent?
First of all, what a beautiful view of the Hazley Crawford Stadium, and the backdrops there. It's Mokrapo West and some other fine facilities in and around Port of Spain area. This should be an interesting game. You know, your memories jog back, James, to the fact that Queen's Royal College was heavily beaten by Fatima College. And then in the semi-finals of the Coca-Cola North Zone Intercol, Queen's Royal College sprang a surprise. So you just wonder, when it comes to knockout football, whether Chaguanas North are going to emulate Queen's Royal College and shock us all here today. But in terms of if we were to go with the standard form, this should be all one-way traffic St. Anthony's College.
Bird's eye view of the action. It continues here. Chaguanas North wearing the black with the yellow trimmings. Interesting statistic about this team. They certainly not as bad as it seems on paper this season. Of course, they've lost heavily in the competition. However, if you've stopped most games at 45 minutes and you look at the names that they've been able to hold there, so level, well, quite surprised. But here comes the Tigers, they're roaring, piling pressure forward as this one is Hoyt in the area. Well, the man is in, and the goalkeeper was a bit late and just a bit heavy, and they survived that first attack.
And they're very lucky, really, because for some reason there was a shout by a defender. In fact, that was Davis. Not sure why he's making the decision for the goalkeeper. Ball's played through, and they're both on their heels there. Both the number 9 Davis and Lee Van David as well. I'm sure the goalkeeper would not have been happy with that whatsoever.
Maybe they can penetrate here. Couldn't get past the white shirts, and it's now Chaguanas' turn to defend as St. Anthony's come forward. Well, it's going to take his man for a run here. Castang held up well by the defender, and it's good defending in the end. Well, Lewis has lost that one to his opposite number, Wilson Wright. Could be anybody's area. And maybe now they can push forward, get one across. Done well to keep it in, and Castang's cross, well, it's as tame as ever. The Tigers are certainly roaring.
And they're ably assisted by Chaguanas North trying to play out to the back. This is their third attempt now at doing this. And they haven't even crossed their defensive third. I'm not sure why they're trying to do it. They're just and giving the ball right back to St. Anthony's, flirting with danger.
Profitable pass, well, beat everybody, including the goalkeeper as well.
You have to identify as a player. St. Anthony's is playing a high line. They're obviously trying to press. If you don't have the capability of playing out the back, you've got to go direct. And now they're about to attempt their 4th time, it looks like, to play out to the back. I bet I could tell you what the result will be with this 4th time.
This time looking for options. White high into the area, over the head of everybody, and will be St. Anthony's ball. Well, Harewood's cross was anything but flattering. Gives possession right back to the boys from Central. And this time the goalkeeper is forced to send this one out of touch again. You spoke about that a lot, Brent.
Yeah, another breathtaking view. That's Marriott, Courtyard Marriott at the back. Sure, James, you would have had a couple of nights there.
I would like to. It's a nice hotel, though. Well, maybe a nice shot here as well. And, well.
Yeah, he was snatching at it, really, and was always leaning back. We now kind of push into the 5th minute, and I don't think James Chaguanas North have been able to come out of their half. And you could just tell that the St. Anthony's players are smelling danger as they're pressing with real intent. And again, a straight ball into the middle of the park, and they give it away. Of course, bailed out by the referee this time, but just don't get why they're trying to play out to the back, James. It's so obvious that A, they're having troubles doing it, and then B, St. Anthony's are piling numbers forward to press them high up the park. That's better.
Direct service finds its mark, and just out-muscled. Got a nice uniform, St. Anthony's College. Brand new kit.
It almost looks like the tiger stripes in gray. Very interesting design. Very well put together.
Well, look at Castango. He's been hung and harried, but he keeps going. Good ball in the area. Could
delivery.
be goal number 1. Just over the head of Crovador, was sneaking in at the back door. Ball, he's gotten rid of his marker. Crovador has got rid of 2. Can he get goal number 1?
It's got to be a goal. It's well defended at the end by Lewis.
Well, Dumba, maybe. Wow, the goalkeeper made sure. Didn't have to touch it, though.
Well, they're queuing up on St. Anthony's College. Chaguanas North have struggled to get out to the back. And finally, James, they decide to go long. This is another look at this chance coming in there. Good shot, but always leaning back. And of course, this is the early opportunity. The cross comes in and more touches it away from the St. Anthony's head.
Freezer.
That's a poor cross.
And it will fly over Moore's head. Good touch. And again, St. Anthony's, well, not shy in committing bodies forward. It's just after 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Trinidad and Tobago, and see some of the players just shading their faces as the sun sets in the northwestern peninsula. Can be a very windy venue as well, the Hazley Crawford Stadium, particularly at this time of day. Very close to the highway.
And very close to the sea as well.
What a combination.
It's been a nice day for football. You see a lush green pitch. It's a bit hot though, which may prove to be a challenge for some of the teams. We talked about Chaguanas North, James, and the build-up and the ability to hold teams to nil or to a level score at halftime, which would suggest they fall apart in the second half, maybe down to fitness. So the Sun may have a role to play. As you have another look there, this strong challenge coming in. So short of winning the football. This could be a chance.
Well, the door could be opened here. They're queuing up. Crovador is quite busy. Dunbar had a shot from distance already so far. This time Castan can find his foot. Gets out from Wilson Wright. Puts it in the area. Is anybody home at the back door? Was somebody. Just didn't make the right contact.
Yeah, it wasn't the right contact, and I want to think that he saw that late. Yeah, I felt that the defender may have gotten there before him. As we have another look. Good ball in there by Wilson. Just couldn't get a proper connection. As I said, I feel may have seen that late. Good start by St. Anthony's College.
We're approaching the 10th minute mark here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Still goalless. Chaguanas North been able to hold Presentation College, Riemann North, Speyside Secondary among others. First 45 of their fixtures. They're going to lose those matches, but certainly intriguing. As yet again they find a way through. Crovador has been busy. Can they stop him this time? The goalkeeper Moore gets a foot in the way, and it might have gone out of play as well. Should be a goal kick or corner kick rather.
He's been lively. The number 7 from St. Anthony's College. From the very first whistle, he's been a thorn in the Chaguanas North side. This time rounds in around the defender. Maybe he should have done better. Good work here by him. Gets around his defender. Luckily he didn't pull him down. And I think in that instance there, may have been in two minds as it relates to whether he passes or he shoots. Maybe have had a chance to put it into the box for a player, or maybe open his body and use his left foot and go for the back post.
He did stab at it with his right boot as it came across. Chaguanas North are living dangerously. Opening moment. Swan here. Lewis gets involved, but he loses possession. Francois. Again, Crovador. And again, this time he will get it on frame. And again, Moore gets his feet in the way. Not the most convincing in terms of the body part used, but I don't think they care at the moment. He's kept it out.
Yeah, another opportunity for St. Anthony's College. Commodore again with the chance, more with the save with his feet. So, as you rightfully say, James, kind of a peculiar save.
Well, they're going to go in search of a opening goal, perhaps. As Moore comes and good hands at the end.
Great goalkeeping. That's what you want to see.
Chagunas note for a second. Set out in an advance here, but they lose possession and it's gifted right back to them. Need some passes to build confidence, and well, finally the two get something moving. It's Moore. Goes in search of that man Lewis. It's well cut out by Francois. Tonba gets a foot in the way. One is turned away well from pressure. Again, Chagunas come through it more. Couldn't find a way to Moore. There are 3 Moors on the field at the moment for Chaguanas North. What they need, however, might be more fluidity. Well, here's Moore. Nagazzi. Couldn't find Lewis. Crovador might get there first, well intercepted. David. Or maybe here, Castang.
Shoot.
Well, he got it across, and again, the foot of Moore comes to the rescue.
Once again, a warm welcome to each and every one to the Hills in Crawford Stadium. We have another highly anticipated.
Here's another look here. After this opportunity, just didn't get the full connection of that one, Castang. And this is Commodore again, weaving his magic. When he clips in here, James maybe could have cut it back, but again, unconventional save by the goalkeeper Moore. They're living dangerous, James, but they still managed to have the scoreline at 0-0.
Well, they've got 6 white and red jerseys hanging about. Goalkeeper, well, didn't keep it out this time. They're appealing for it, and the referee's assistant, well, he had his flag up, but play is allowed to continue. In fact, it's been given as a foul. Well, surprise, surprise.
Well, this is definitely a goal. The goalkeeper is not able to hold it cleanly. Instead, he puts it down, and Crovador was first in sight. Clearly, it crosses the line. And that's goal number 1.
Yeah, it's just been officially confirmed that it is a goal. Not sure who got the final touch. So many bodies around, but doesn't matter. St. Anthony's College are happy. They lead 1-0. Wow, would you believe it? Just didn't hold on cleanly. Nkosi Moore turning his body towards goal, something that not usually advised. And Castang might have been the man who was credited with the goal, the opening goal for St. Anthony's. And they want more. Crovador. Francois. Ken Moore gets in the way of that one. They're going to keep knocking.
There's another look at it. Looks like Crovador is a goal scorer at the back post. And not Castang. Disappointing goal to concede, confirmation of the score. See, he came a couple of times, James, the goalkeeper Moore, and looked, although unconventional, he got the job done. This time he got his hands on it and wasn't able to hold it.
Well, he held on to that one.
And did give it away.
Wilson Wright. In through. Well, wide of the mark.
Yeah, he's got to hit the target. 7 yards out.
Just seemed to misjudge the flight of the last one more. attempting to catch it. It slipped out. Never had a chance as Crowder was able to bundle it over the line. St. Anthony's lead by a goal to nil against Chaguanas North. Got to play catch up. Quite back in the area. Alan Wilson right. Oh, poor touch from him this time. Gives it away to Chaguanas North, who will be through. This is Casey Moore. Couldn't find support fast enough, and Francois will get it away for St. Anthony's. It's Donba. He's got space ahead of him. Ronaldo França. Well, has he given away a chance for Chaguanas, and well, forced into a save was the goalkeeper, Morris. Friendly fire almost, giving away possession in a bad area to Lewis, the man you least want to give any chances to. Morris, of course, retaining his spot in the lineup. He did come in as a substitute for the penalty shootout last match against QRC, replacing Germany Jackson. And well, he's managed to hold on to his position.
Yeah, it's another look at it there. Really lax defending by Francois. Very fortunate that that didn't cause any more problems for them. I think that's the only way that Chaguanas North could possibly get back into this, is if St. Anthony's decide to self-implode.
Wilson Wright just robbed of possession. Has one through. It's quite windy, as you can tell. The peripheral songs you might be hearing. Sure, for the players though, might mind that much. Of course, it does keep temperatures cool. Oh, wow, this is a cool finish, isn't it? A very cool finish. I'm seeing a flag up. I'm not sure that it might have counted. Referee perhaps judging that it might have been in an offside position despite not playing the ball. Did influence the play.
Yeah. Well, he influenced the play, so didn't need to touch it. Had his influence on it, and that's why it was rightfully adjudged to be offside.
Oh, fancy feet.
Not sure why they're down a goal. They need goals.
It's Wilson Wright. Harewood. Bob. Decent movement. About St. Anthony's College. And of course, don't forget, you can check out all the action on the SportsMax app. Download it on the Apple Store and get it on Google Play, and you can capture all of the action, SSFL, TT Premier League, and of course the ISA schoolboy football. Downloading the SportsMax app today. Well, Castang looking for support. Didn't seem to need any as Bob finally arrives, or Harewood. Well, hoofed away, and it will be more. Tackled out of possession well. He's really having a decent game, Crovador. As Harewood is in. This time he just met his match. And the shot just lacking any real precision in the end. just going past the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, and another opportunity for St. Anthony's College, this time blasting over the bar. Kastang. He's leaning back again. Just need to get over it. Right idea, positive play. St. Anthony's on the row again.
Well, here's Thomas. He's got wide bodies in the area. Ran into somebody of color. Got some support from Wilson right. Whoa, it's made his man disappear. And look at this Corridor, that's two. Fancy, fancy. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a Nancy story, it's the real deal. And it's that man, Corridor, goal number 2, St. Anthony's College.
This really was all about the skill of Wilson Wright. I tell you what, I know we have a SportsMax app moment later. I can tell you what it's going to be. Great skill there by Wilson. Corridor with the confident finish. Look at that. To the man's legs. And puts it on a platter for Corridor, who side foots it into the back of the net with detail. 2 goals to 0 to St. Anthony's College, and Chaguanas not yet to show some life. Looks like it'll be a long afternoon for them, James.
Certainly could get ugly for Chaguanas North. Just 4 points in their 16 matches this season. Have struggled, it's fair to say.
Well, they've lost to this very same St. Anthony's team in the 4th round in the Premiership by 10 goals to 1. Hope you see a much more competitive game here this afternoon, but so far it looks like it's in line to repeat what we saw before.
Look at the amount of goals that they conceded last season. 65 goals in 16 matches. So them finishing firmly in 15th position in the league, meaning that they will be relegated. They'll play in the championship next season. They've only managed to score 5 times as well. In 15 matches, 16 teams, of course, in the Premiership. Just 5 goals they've been able to score, and are already 2-0 down after 23 minutes. They'll need to score more than, almost more than half of the amount that they would have scored in the entire league campaign. Oh, first he'll have to defend. St. Anthony's comes away with it. Got some queries about who will have the throw. Maybe time for a bit of hydration. It's been hard work for at least the team defending, trailing by 2 goals to 0.
Yeah, and they've just never really got going so far. And a lot of that is down to the way St. Anthony's College have approached this one. And a small percentage of it is the way they themselves have played. And it's disappointing as we look at some of the moments in this half. Shot there by Kasang this over the bar, and it's been all one-way traffic so far. Of course, this beautiful bit of skill was put away there by Cravado at the end. That's the type of confidence and ability St. Anthony's College have shown. Look at that for a bit of skill by Wright Wilson. Just the confidence and, of course, the guile to do it, and the fans love it. Dancing in the stands, the Tigers. Of course, there goes the reason why they're here. That man there pulling off a save in a penalty shootout against Queens Royal College in the North Zone, Coca-Cola North Zone Intercol final. 2 saves, actually, in a 4-3 win. James, this young man saved the night before the Queens Royal College game in another fixture for St. Anthony's College, and did basically the same thing.
Yeah, some goalkeepers very good at penalty kicks. It's a tough decision as a goalkeeper coach sometimes, deciding who's going to be your number one. Sometimes it might be fine margins. Perhaps one maybe better aerially, another one perhaps better shot stopper. Depends on the game requirements. Times the man on the bench can be very good with his legs, which is what you need in penalty shootouts. It's all about quick leg work and reaction. And he seems to be very good at that. Well, here's Lee Van David. Takes it on well. And well challenged, and it will be a throw. Something finally in the favor of Chaguanas North. Team that wins this quarterfinal, of course, will move on to face Speyside Secondary in the semi-final. Presentation College and Arima North will battle in the other semi-final. Here's Paul. Chaguanas find a spark to get their campaign in this match going. Away by Covado. It is Andel Fraser. Wilson Wright battling with Lewis, and it's won the legal challenge part of it. Will be St. Anthony's ball.
Well, Lewis, a player that we highlighted for Chaguanas North leading into this game. Really haven't got himself into it so far. It's been difficult. He spent a lot of his time defending, so we haven't been able to see his attacking capabilities.
Oh, here's Russell Francois. Been hassled, but he's done well to keep it. And the referee, Orr, agrees. Cardwell Orr in charge of this matchup. Well, there will be a change early on for Chaguanas North. Zayden James is set to come in. Only played 29 minutes, really, and already they've decided that want to make some sort of tactical adjustment with James coming in. A man who has been replaced is Benjamin, Jaquan Benjamin. Zayden James coming in for Jaquan Benjamin. Perhaps the part of the game they noticeably want to change is the scoreline, already trailing by 2-0, just approaching the half-hour mark in this fixture. Good time as well to welcome all of our viewers on CEEN TV, also on SportsMax and on YouTube. This is the Coca-Cola Intercol in Trinidad and Tobago. Quarter-final action. Central Zone champions against the champions of the North. Well, it'll have to be more convincing than that, as he almost allowed St. Anthony's through.
Yeah, another GIF almost presented.
Francois. Did well to muscle his way through. Here comes St. Anthony's College. Fraser wants it back. Coverdore's pass, a bit delayed. Francois. He's got Haywood in support. He's done well to create some space for himself, maybe space for a shot as well. Wow, more Kept it out on the first attempt, couldn't do it on the second. That's 3-0. Well, it all started with the run and the follow-up in the end. She loves it. Look at that. Whistles to share all around.
Ball played out wide. It's a good shot there. Coming in. Goalkeeper Moore should have really done better there. Dribbles inside. Gets past 2 or 3 players with ease, Harewood. And eventually slid in there by Thomas. The easiest of goals. And it's been, and that's I think the key word, James, way too easy for St. Anthony's College. Confirmation of the score, 3-0. And Chaguanas North is showing every inch of the form that got them relegated.
So Jean-Marc Thomas credited with the 3rd goal for St. Anthony's College. And, well, you'd be happy. Something to remember his quarterfinal appearance with. Have an interesting path to the quarterfinal. Of course, a bye in their first match, Chaguanas North. And a 4-0 win over Carpetime West Secondary. And winning their Central Zonal final against Miracle Ministries. Scored as many goals, getting to the quarterfinal of the Intercol as they did in the league campaign. 5 goals in total. St. Anthony's College on the other end. They've scored goals, I think 3 matches. 7-2 win over Blanchisseur's Secondary, the North Zone Championship winners. Beating the East Mukarapo as well, 3-0. Finally prevailing 4-3 over QRC in a match that many feel that they perhaps should have won in regulation time had it not been for some good goalkeeping. Well, that's naughty.
Yeah, late. Lucky not to be booked there, James. Not only late, but he went through the back of his opponent. It's certainly dangerous play.
St. Anthony's College have been rather successful, one of the most successful teams in this Intercol competition within recent years. Back-to-back wins in 2012 and 2011. 2012, of course, where they were able to do the double, both league and Intercol. Go back to 2004, 2003, where they were able to get 3 years in a row. In fact, only broken up by Princess Tong on one end and Fatima College on the other. So you have another glance at chance for Kastang. Of course, all that happened in the era. Coach Nigel Grosvenor, now deceased, to certainly overseed some of the top talent. A lot of the 2002 World Cup under-17 team, in fact, came from St. Anthony's College. Think of the likes of Kenwin Jones, Roderick Anthony and company. A school that are accustomed to titles. Recent years, though, just fallen off the wagon wheel. Chaguanas North, on the other hand, a team trying to make waves in the central zone. A zone typically that has been dominated by Carpi Chima for a number of years. Recent time though, well, Chaguanas, they've really stepped up. It's at the national level where they've really failed to reproduce their central zone form. The pace of the match is really going down to snooze level at the moment. Maybe some bit of magic to awaken the fans once again. Well, look at that, that's good. And well, he's been pulled back. Haywood, of course, was the architect of the third goal that was finished by Thomas.
Well, it looks like St. Anthony's College has brought out their tools or tricks. There's Wright Wilson with that interesting bit of play and setup for the second goal.
What can Chaguanas North do? 3-0 down, heading into halftime to perhaps consolidate or turn around this contest, Brent.
That's a bad effort, I tell you what. Just like that on cue.
Like, I guess we got our answer.
Yeah. I need I say more.
Well, it was unconventional, but it was effective. Zandel Fraser. Crovador. It's been a live wire this first half. Has he been tripped up? Yep, the referee seems to believe so. Will be a penalty. I said this game needed something to awaken everybody. All right on cue, a yellow card to Booth.
It looks like Fraser is lining up for this.
And I asked the question, what do they need to do 3-0 down? Well, could be worse.
They have to answer that at 4-0 down. It's just not been the afternoon so far, Chaguanas North.
Andel Fraser to get his name on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Easy does it. 4-0.
Fraser with the celebration. Here's the penalty kick, James, as easy as you like it. Would have had some practice against QRC. This became second nature. And at 4-0 down, I don't see how they're getting back into this.
Castan could put more icing on the cake, and that one just flew over everybody's head. Goal kick. Well, Bruce was the man that committed the foul and well, been punished with the yellow card. It's been a walk in the park for St. Anthony's College so far. What have they done well?
I think they've applied the pressure from very early onto Chaguanas North. They held a high line. Line 1, as is prescribed in football, and made it difficult for Chaguanas to settle. And they've also, James, have been very good in in transition. When they do win the football back, they're very confident in going forward quickly. And some of your stats of the half so far, 58 to 42%. I'm very surprised with that number for possession. And 69% pass completion. Maybe the other way around.
Well, they're still pushing forward, looking for something. Not that time. Of course, capturing all the action on the SportsMax app. You can get it on Google Play or download from the App Store. Get it today, the SportsMax app, where you can view live, of course, recorded action. Download it today. Francois. Quite content to keep possession. Might feel that half of the job is already done. It's all about game management now, St. Anthony's. Still a long way to go, though. Wow, long way to make that pass. It's got options in the area. Goes for Crovador. Hustled out of possession. That's good defending. And Lewis, wow, it's been barged into really. And he will win a free kick for Chaguanas North. So it will be a chance for Chaguanas to pile bodies forward. Is Moore linking up well with Lewis. Just touched it too heavy in the end. Just lost his footing. We'll be back with the Central Zone champions. Lewis. This time he was impeded. Not liking the attention he is getting at the moment, Lewis.
I've been asked a question here about the logo on the St. Anthony's College kit, the sponsor below, competitive edge. I'm just wondering what's it about, really. It seems like a commemorative jersey. There's certainly Grovey on it. At the front they have Anton, which I suspect is one of the players that unfortunately passed away some years ago. So certainly a special kit in all regards. As you can see Anton at the front of it. There's a logo as well on there. A lot going on in that kit. More importantly, they're up by 4-0.
Oh, Chaguanas can cut the deficit if they can get something from this set piece. Taken short. Here's Moore. Deflected. Oh, that's a good touch. Maybe Moore can get a shot away. It's crowded out in the end. Thomas will battle with Lewis. And finally a whistle goes against the Central Zone champs. Well, doors are opening here. It's Crovador. Lacked the coordinates to the top corner. And a chance wasted. Did mention in the build-up that they have been a tad wasteful in the competition. Oh, there's the example.
Yeah, Crovador racing past his defender. I don't know why he just didn't use his left foot. He tried the most difficult skill, which was to hit the ball running with pace with the outside of his right boot. Just needed to open his body up and place it in the net with the left foot. But again, he's wreaking havoc on this Chaguanas North team. Crovador.
Oh, we are inside the time that has been added. Already played a minute and change of the 2 minute that has been added. Tough questions to answer for coaching staff of Chaguanas. The moment they're seeing their participation at the top level of secondary school football quickly coming to an end. Unless, of course, can have the second half of their lives. It's not unfamiliar that we've seen such in this competition.
I was just told, James, that the kit was provided by a former player and a standout and 2006 player, Evans Wise, World Cup. Of course, another prominent St. Anthony's College player. It's a brand that gratefully sponsored the Tigers of Westmoreland. And they've won it with pride here today.
Well, maybe Dunbar can provide some pride for his family as well. Not that time, just lost his footing. Chaguanas do have a man down. Price is finally back on his feet, just out of frame. Does have a heavier limp though. They'll be happy to see the dressing room at halftime. Should be any time now. Well, enough time for St. Anthony's to attack yet again. Chuandel Freezer. Oh, just done a bit too much there. Elon Winston Wright will see it out to halftime for St. Anthony's. A halftime that the dominance has been complete. 4 goals for the Tigers of Westmoreland. For the Central Zone champions. A one-way bus ticket to the outside of this competition on the cards, unless, of course, they can get a second half miracle. After 45 minutes here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, it's St. Anthony's 4, Chaguanas North 0. We take a pause and come back. Although Hazy Crawford Stadium has been carnage for the last 45 minutes, as the Tigers, St. Anthony's College, have totally mauled the Chaguanas North secondary. 4-0 up to this point, and a match that has been pretty much one-sided. It's time now to look back at some of those highlights and to see exactly what went right, what went wrong, as Cardwell Orr started the contest. It was always St. Anthony's early. Thomas giving some early warning signs. And then Castang's cross just over the head of everybody. Castang, though, you'd make amends later on. Doing all the fancy stuff here. And again, good service in the area. Alan Winston Wright. It's one of the top players. So too that man, Crobador. Got a foot in. And then Castang forcing the goalkeeper Moore into a save. Later on, was an error from Moore. And it was that man, Crobador, right on spot to bungle it over the line. And that was 1-0. And then Harewood. And then Castang with the tipper. After that, look at this. Magic. Whoopsie. Left his man for dead. And Crobador with the finish. Far pocket. And that was 2 for St. Anthony's. Certainly going to dominate every highlight reel everywhere. St. Anthony's second. Oh, the fans certainly enjoyed what they saw. After that, look at this run from Harewood. Started it. And the banger couldn't be held on to. Jean-Marc Thomas putting in the third item for the Westmoreland Tigers. St. Anthony's College running away with the scoreline. Started here with Harewood. Beating everybody, the chop shoulder. Too hot to handle. Look at that for a finish. That was 3. Was there more to come? Certainly would be, because they came to see all of the action. And again, it was Crobador. This time pulled down in the area. And Andel Wright, certainly lots of practice in the opening round of the competition. Finishing from the spot. That made it 4-0 to St. Anthony's College. And that is where we stand after 90 minutes. Well, when you look at shots, well, it certainly has been David versus Goliath. 20 shots to 2. Only 2 shots on target for Chaguanas North. Fouls, well, St. Anthony's have committed quite a few, 7. And, well, when we go down to possession, it's something that they also dominated, 58% to 42. 4-2, the score, St. Anthony's College over Chaguanas North. I've got Brent Sancho and Hans De Veens to discuss the 4-0 scoreline.
Thank you very much, James Saunders. 4-0 indeed the score. Brent, you spoke about it at the start. Let's talk a little bit about it right now in terms of St. Anthony's College. Although far ahead in terms of the goals, let's talk about some of the wastage.
Yeah, they've had a bit of wastage here, but it's been complete domination by St. Anthony's College so far. They've dominated from minute 1 to the halftime whistle. They started off playing very high up the park, pressured Chaguanas North, made sure they didn't come out the half. But you're right, they probably should have been further ahead. They had the opportunities to score more goals. As you can see, some of these chances, not just gilt-edged chances, but genuine opportunities to put the ball into the back of the net. Some of it, of course, rush decisions. Some of it, poor execution. However, what they've done is still been able to score 4 goals in one half of football, which is outstanding, tremendous. Especially this is a national quarterfinals, and they have completely dominated this football game so far. So a credit to the Tigers from St. Anthony's.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Crobador, their player who scored a brace thus far.
Well, he started in the game against Queens Royal College as their focal point, playing in a 9 position. He's dropped into the 10. He's gone out wide to play 11. He's been here, there, and everywhere. But what he has been is decisive in what he wants to do. Taking players on, making sure that he tries to make something happen, and even creating opportunities for his players and scoring a couple goals for himself while doing everything good that he's done so far in this half.
Well, let's talk about Chaguanas North. Is there anything left in this for them?
I think it would be difficult. And normally I always prescribe to some sort of way of manufacturing yourself, getting back into a football game. But what I've seen so far from them in the display, it has been short of anything that you expect from a quarterfinal. It's been very, very disappointed. And of course, going into the second half, unless there's a miraculous turnaround from them, which I don't see happening because they just don't look like they have the ability and the quality to get back into this football game. They've had 2 shots so far throughout this game. They've struggled to get out of the half, and they really look like a team that's down and out. And at four goals to turn that around against a St. Anthony's team that's played on the front foot would be very, very difficult.
Well, Brent, we spoke about this off air quite a few times. Is there another way that we can do it where we have the teams that dominate in the Premiership division at the top and facing off in the quarterfinals, semifinals, etc.?
Yeah, I think if I'm St. Benedict's College, Fatima College, and I'm looking at this, I would think, why am I not here playing in this national Intercol quarterfinals? I think they need to do away with the zones. It needs to be something that encompasses all the top teams and give them a chance. Maybe put brackets, the top 6 teams in the Premier Division, and put each team in those brackets, and then they meet in the national division. You have to find a way to make this competition competitive all the way through to the finals. And that's not taking anything away from Chaguanas North, because there were the years where North Zone teams were weak, where teams from the south were weak, where teams from the east were weak. All I'm suggesting is we want to see the best teams playing at this stage of the competition. I think that is key for competitive reasons, of key, of course, for development for these young footballers.
Well, you're going to see the top level and the top teams in sport. Just download the SportsMax app today. Head over to the Google Play or the Apple App Store. When we come back, more Coca-Cola Intercol action. Real magic in the quarterfinals happens here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. Chaguanas North 0, St. Anthony's College 4. Action continues in the second half.
And the Westmoreland Tigers, well, they go marching forth 4-0. They lead Chaguanas North Secondary after 45 minutes here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. This is the Coca-Cola National Intercol quarterfinals. And already they're one step further to getting towards the semi-final, where a date with Speyside Secondary awaits them. Tall mountain to climb for those boys, the Central Zone champs, Chaguanas North. But the impossible has happened before in the beautiful game. And they certainly would hope for one of those success stories. There's the Coca-Cola Intercol, where magic can appear from time to time. He's been busy more, Nkosi Moore, one of 3 Moors on the pitch for Chaguanas North, and certainly not want to be beaten again. Cardred Orr is just about ready to get us on our way, as the St. Anthony's Tigers, sponsored by Anton's Gold Rush, a former past student as well, in their tribute kit to Nigel Grosvenor. And so far, well, been quite successful in replicating the success of a legendary coach for St. Anthony's. James Saunders is my name, Brent Sancho alongside me, as we witness the second half action between St. Anthony's and the Chaguanas. This is won by Moore. Away with St. Anthony's. He's done really well to get into Castang. Just ran into traffic. Here's Dunbar. I'm not sure he knew exactly how he got that away, Paul, but he did get it away. Needed in a dangerous area, and they have won a corner. This will be the first corner of the second half. Pacing it open in a dangerous area, and David just getting a boot in the way. Or can this find a white shirt? Lewis helping out on the defensive end, and he does really well to get it away for them. Here's Moore, Casey Moore. This pass is cut out. St. Anthony's, they come again relentlessly. This one a bit too heavy for Thomas. Dealt with by Bob in the end.
Or at least Chaguanas North is starting to find some space in the St. Anthony's half. It's really been one-way traffic. Of course, James, you touched on the stats at halftime. 20 shots. And I dare the producers to find a game that have had that amount of shots in one half of football since we've been covering SSFL. I'll go that far. That is an astonishing amount of shots. And it shows to the dominance that St. Anthony's have had so far throughout this game. I think for me, watching this, James, this is a national quarterfinals, and of course you would have hoped for it to be a lot more competitive. But remember, this is a Chaguanas North team that lost to St. Anthony's College by 10 goals to 1 in the Premiership format of their encounter.
But he made a fair point at halftime. Spoke about perhaps a formatting change for the Intercol. Can you share a bit more about that?
Well, I think when you look at the fact that this competition is set up to really, of course, give these kids an opportunity to play a high level of football. Well, the Premiership was set up to give all the kids. That's why they did away with the zones. And just for clarification to the viewers, that in its former incarnation, this secondary schools football had the schools playing in the different zones. And this looks like trouble here. Could be goal number 5. It's wasteful from Fraser.
Corner.
And they've moved away from the zones and put what they consider the top teams in Trinidad and Tobago into this Premiership. The reason that was done is because they wanted to see more competitive football games. Have you see another opportunity for Fraser? Should have done better, probably shot on his left foot. But James, if you've done that at the league format, then you should do it at the knockout level as well. Because there was a reason why you moved to the Premiership. Maybe you should look at doing it, of course, at the knockout level and just replicate what was done there.
Oh, this is taken short. Wilson right. Well, he's found some space now. Clever. And he pick out Fraser. Shot is well blocked. They can't find a way to the wall of black ahead of them. Man taken out, but play will continue on the opposite end for Chaguanas North.
That's tremendous defending. I was just looking at young Rose there. He left the right side of the pitch and almost in Usain Bolt style, minus the height, sprinted all the way across to the left-hand side to make a defensive clearance. And just to finish on the point, James, with the knockout going to a similar style of the Premiership, at the end of the day, for football to improve in this country, you want your young players to be playing high-level, high-quality games as often as possible. And that's why I think, you know, something like that would help in that manner.
Oh, just left his foot hanging. This time he's caught yet again. Second time in just a few minutes that Bryce has gone tumbling. Just left his foot in the way as Donbar was making the challenge.
Yeah, that was reckless. I don't think necessarily he was being malicious. I just think he was reckless. And he's lucky. And I'm sure his teammate Commodore is telling him, you want to stay on the pitch for the semifinals, don't get a silly red card. I think the game is on its way to being a done contest for St. Anthony's. There's no need to get red carded for it. And he really has to be careful, Dunbar, because he's had a good game so far. Have a look at this challenge, and I'm happy you're here, James, and not Colin Murray, because he would have, of course, tried to suggest that that is the type of tackle that I used to make.
Oh, was he wrong?
Well, I was about to say, James, don't follow in Colin's footsteps, please.
No, he's certainly followed in yours.
Wow. I must say that this game and all the games that we've covered have been played in the best spirits, albeit being very competitive. It's a peculiar year for Coca-Cola Intercol, where we have teams that are left in this competition that haven't won a national title in quite some time. I think the closest would be Presentation College. I would have had some national silverware. When you look at the likes of Speyside, Presentation College, Arima North, I don't think they've ever won at the national level. They had a national final once against, I believe it was San Fernando Technical.
San Fernando Technical, yeah, Russell Latapi and company.
Leon St. Louis, Marvin Forston, to name a few. So all of those teams have an opportunity to create history, and I think that's the beauty of the competition. When you look at a team like St. Anthony's College that I've always said I feel like they underachieve because of the type of talent within the squad. I've been saying that for the last couple of years. If they go on to win it, that would be a tremendous achievement for them, because I do believe they have a lot of quality players within the squad. They just, for some reason or the other, are very, very inconsistent when it comes to the Premiership level and games. And when you look at the kind of points that they've dropped throughout the season, they sometimes beat some of the bigger teams and somehow lose concentration, focus, and lose against the quote-unquote lesser teams.
Or perhaps the closest to the St. Anthony's goal. Presentation College have gotten as Lewis. Well, congregation has departed. He once sole ownership of this.
Well, it's a set play.
Taken
Straight out of
quickly.
the ground.
Oh, they found the
That's
net.
brilliant. I tell you what. I love seeing that. Straight out of the training ground. Take a bow, coach. Your plan work. That's Coach Raymond would be the happiest man alive right now, despite the scoreline, because that's something I'm sure he worked on. This is precision. Great ball out there by Lewis. That's a great sent pass there into the middle. Not sure who eventually scored, but that was young Nagatsimo who put it across, and it looks like the eventual goal scorer is Levan David with the finish. St. Anthony's called napping. Well, is this the injection that they needed, James, to come to life, to spring to life? Certainly their bench is suggesting that.
That's a question we asked at halftime. Can they find some inspiration somewhere? Maybe this just might be it. They're on the tin. They might have in the last minute or so. It's forced the floodlights to come on as the sun just sets the Gulf of Paria just behind the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Oh, will they turn on the lights in Chaguanas North? In a dark place for much of this match, but just takes one spark, really.
Well, all of a sudden, they're pressing high up the park, they're hustling, they're hurrying, and they're making things a little bit uncomfortable for St. Anthony's College. And James, you know, the question I will ask, where was this in the first 45 minutes? All of a sudden, there's a belief around the place. And Chaguanas North, instead of being a first half team, James, they've come a second half team, but this could all change here.
Well, we've got to stop this first. That challenge didn't.
Ooh.
Andel Fraser, he's got time, he's got room. And he tried to be unselfish.
It took too long just to place it across the goal. If there was a complaint about Fraser, I think it's that. He does everything right. When it comes to the execution, whether it be a shot or a pass, either takes a fraction too long or he's a fraction too fast.
All changes are getting set to be made. And Malik Adley will be one of those coming on. And the other, in your screen, Tyrell Vauzer. So they have replaced Castang. Seen the end of his evening. And Dunbar will be done as well.
Yeah, as expected, as is confirmation of the substitution. Vauzer and Adley on, and that's a goal. That has to be in. That's incredible.
Well, he's given it the referee.
Well, I don't think it went in. And boy, this now has taken another twist. Well, here's another look at it. And again, we have to... I'm not sure, James, because the entire ball has to go over the line. And the linesmen seem to be very, very convinced that it went over. But I could tell you, the remonstrations here on the field by the Chaguanas North players are suggesting that they believe it did not go in. And now the header goes up here, hits the crossbar over goalkeeper Moore. Whether or not the bounce here was over the line, and I'm not sure. In fact, I don't think it did. Because again, the rule is the entire ball needs to go over the line. And that did not look like the entire ball went over the line, but the assistant referee was very sure that it did. And as I say to all my officiating friends, we do have the advantage of having various angles to take a look at it. They don't. They have to make a split-second decision. I'm not suggesting by any stretch that he's wrong in his decision, but where we sit here, James, I'm not sure.
Certainly has knocked the wind out of the sails of Chaguanas North. A couple of the players and the goalkeeper. Oh, it took a while to get back to their feet, even after the Ball had gotten back to the half line before being coaxed by the official to get on with it. And well, he looks disappointed as well. It's a tough one to take on the chin, but it's been confirmed officially. 5-1 to St. Anthony's. Just wonder if Chaguanas North can lift themselves back up. It continues to get very dark here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. Just one row of lights on at the moment. Wilson Wright, he's in. Could this be 6? Has been lost his footing. And he somehow managed to get away from goal, Chaguanas North.
Well, he's done everything right, James. I'm not sure why he tried to get back on the right foot. He was driving with power into the box. It would have been so much easier just to open his body up and slot the ball home with his left foot. Complicated it there.
Oh, this is probing. Couldn't find the St. Anthony's touch, and it goes out into touch. Goal kick. Oh, just got his wires crossed, didn't he? Pressure back on Chaguanas. Well, it certainly is quite dark here. The light has faded tremendously. Floodlights just starting to come on. Sufficient enough just yet, feel. James just running into trouble. Finally, Chaguanas are able to get it away somewhat. Uta. And that will be Chaguanas through. Don't forget, you can capture all of the action anywhere, anytime by downloading the SportsMax app today. Get it on Google Play or download it from the App Store. SportsMax app, where you can take sport anywhere you go. So just gone past the hour mark, 2 minutes past the hour mark. St. Anthony's College well in control of this quarterfinal matchup. Certainly will have your eyes set on the semi-final against the Tobago champions, Speyside Secondary. Presentation College, the South Zone champions who defeated St. Benedict's by a 1-0, will take on Arima North Secondary, who got rid of San Juan Secondary.
Well, this has been a Coca-Cola Intercol series that have had its fair share of upsets. I think the Queens Royal College versus Fatima was the first of the Mohicans. And it was a surprise result, as we see some of the dejected faces of the Chaguanas North students coming up all the way from Central Trinidad to witness this one and support their team. But I think for the Cinderella stories, James, it's been a good tournament for them. It's very difficult to suggest who's going to go on and win this, because I think it's fair to say that St. Anthony's College will come out of this one. And then they will come up against the Tobago champions, Speyside, a team that they beat 2-1 during the regular season. And Speyside, we had them here in our cameras, and they sprang that surprise win against Malik at the time. And they're very capable of doing that. So, guess it's yours, James. Put your money where your mouth is.
Certainly will be a big question. Can't rule out St. Anthony's, of course. Arima North might feel fact, whoever wins that tie between Arima North and Presentation College, you might feel will be the favorites. Two very well-coached teams. And they'll freeze at this time. Again, his pass is intercepted.
And his pass was late. As I said, either a fraction too slow or fraction too quickly. Again, doing everything right. Not the best of first touches. Deliver it there. Didn't need the touch because he could have passed that ball around the defender. Instead, he decided to take a touch. And the opportunity went. Here comes the goalkeeper.
Did well more.
Did very well.
Fisted away.
So I was wondering, why is he leaving his line?
Wilson Wright.
That's naughty.
Oh,
That's very naughty.
It's done well, Wilson Wright. Terrific moments. Can he finished off with a goal here?
Looks like a flag's up for an offside.
I think might have been a high boot. It's a high boot in the attempted scissor kick. Kurt Charles, of course, signaling. Offside is the call.
I'm sure Coach Riemann is wondering, where was this performance in the first half by Chaguanas North? It just never looked like a team that was playing in a national quarterfinal. It's very lackluster in their approach. And all of a sudden they've scored a goal. One of the better goals we've seen all season. Team goal, that is. And they've come to life. Let's have a look at that play. A little bit of naughtiness there by Wright Wilson. It's a player that is filled with confidence, does have the ability, and he keeps the fluidity for St. Anthony's College when he's on his game. I think he'll be key for St. Anthony's if they are to go all the way. I think both him and Fraser would have to be at the top of their game. There's nothing impossible for St. Anthony's College, James. I think when they look at what's ahead of them, that's not taking anything away from Chaguanas North or Tempting Faith, but I do feel that they've done more than enough in this football game to win it, St. Anthony's College. The likes of Speyside, Arima North, and Presentation College left as possible games that they have to play to win it. As we look at the stats, well, the pass completion is going up for St. Anthony's, and as well as the possession, 57%.
Play will eventually continue. Rose. Fraser, this time the ball inside early. Thomas couldn't get it away quick enough. Kept alive by Crovador. And ball easy in the end for more. Oh, this could fall anywhere. Eventually dealt with by Tigers. Lewis. This time running into traffic, running himself into trouble. And St. Anthony's can be away with numbers here quickly. Andel Fraser. Oh, just the wrong decision, you feel. Still could be indoor. Rose this time. Now they will try again. Russell, Francois. Coverdale's been a bit silent in this second half. Not as involved as we saw him in the earlier part of this match. Certainly had a large impact then. St. Anthony's will come away with it yet again. Well, he's opened them up nicely. Andel Fraser is true. And this time again, David will make the challenge, and again he goes to ground. In fact, Davis is the man making this challenge this time around. That's David in the picture. Bryce in the picture as well.
Yeah, errant touch there by Fraser, which allowed Davis to come in and make the challenge. Did get a little bit of a leaving note from Fraser. One that was posted on the ankles. I'm very sure the old boys of St. Anthony's College are probably clearing their throats to sing in the semi-finals. Exciting times for this program. Talked about the history in winning. Of course, how much of that was attributed to the legendary coach Nigel Grosvenor, who arguably, James, was one of the best coaches secondary schools football has ever seen.
Certainly was. Right up there.
I'm afraid to go and name coaches.
I think of the Malik team several years ago.
A combination of Lucloy and Franco. And of course they signal with Bertil Sinclair.
Chan Stedman at Naparima as well.
Correct.
Well, this could be dicey. Moore was there first.
Yeah, he did well. He came out and he made his decision early, the goalkeeper. Made sure that he wasn't beaten. What about Lyric Lobo Joseph of Belmont Secondary and that Cinderella run by that program?
Yeah, we've had some top coaches patching through secondary school football. Well, that's good.
That's a good ball. Just
Salvador
slightly overhit.
couldn't get his body behind it, but he kept it alive. Certainly dominating possession in the Chaguanas area now as Chaguanas, well, they've broken that duck somewhat. They're away with it.
It's a good
Need
tackle.
to release a lot quicker. Oh, that's better ball movement from St. Anthony's, and again Andel Francois. He's mixing up his signals. Well, he was there again. This time should be Fraser. Goalkeeper Moore doing well, David doing well, and the whole danger eventually averted.
Well, for a minute there, I thought David almost put it into his own net. What a sequence of play here. Ball's pinged into the box. Fraser tries and attempts to get it. Goes all the way over there to Rose. Haywood blocks it with his body. David gets up and almost toe pokes it into his own net.
Oh, certainly witnessing it all right here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium as Villafana comes in and Uta goes out. Can Rose help his team find yet another goal? Certainly not shy to pile bodies forward. Wow. Wilson Wright certainly wanted a piece of that. It's Rose yet again. Pretty good the second half, Rose. And this time comes to naught. Offside. Five goals for St. Anthony's College. Match that they will feel that they've been able to drive home their offensive screws.
And as I said, James, there is certainly quality in this St. Anthony's College team. Theo Corvador, a player that plays for the Athletic International Academy. Apparently he's headed out on scholarship in 2024, so congratulations to the young man. But when you look at him and Frazier and Wilson, he's certainly a team that on their day can do well. Well, here comes the goals. Started off with Crovador. Was asked to play in a deeper lying role than he did on against Queen's Royal College, and that was a problem. Look at this for a bit of skill. Whoop! By Wilson Wright. Look at that for a finish for the young man from the Athletic International Academy, Crovador. Goals kept coming in the first half of domination from St. Anthony's College. Harewood sauteing his way into the box, and goalkeeper Moore couldn't hold on to it, and Thomas said, "Thank you very much. I'll make that number 3." Goal number 4, Fraser with the penalty kick and a good finish. Look at this for a set play and a start in the second half. Chaguanas North Secondary with a Raymond special. And then this moment of controversy. The linesman adjudged the ball to fully cross the white line. And that's the 5th goal for St. Anthony's College. And here we are, and the lights are on, the nuts are out. Coach Miguel Hackett, a coach with Defense Force. Championship winning coach in the middle. Also Northeast Stars as well. Taking in this afternoon's proceedings. So the eyes are certainly here.
Of course, players do use these secondary school Intercol matches to, of course, give them an opportunity abroad. Suleiman is the man who's coming for Chaguanas. Suleiman. So that is the latest movement of the bench for them. But of course, it's mentioning using it for scholarship opportunities. A lot of players after secondary school football to get university appearances, opportunities. Yourself, Brent, have used the secondary school system.
Yeah, that's correct. That year when I played at a Malik team that won everything in sight, lost 1 game that year to St. Mary's College. And I must say, James, that despite back then where players did get scholarship opportunities, it's now even greater. And that's all down to the fact that the games are now televised, it's streamed as well. So no longer we have those coaches coming down and having screenings and college combines. Coaches are looking at the games live. And it's given our young men here in Trinidad and Tobago the opportunity to be seen as far and as wide as possible as well, as far as the internet could carry you, because as I said, it's streamed live. So that's tremendous for these young men. Really opens up the opportunity for them. And again, it emphasizes the importance of television. Look like fraction offside there.
The flag's down and
he's got to finish.
They've opened him up. Maybe a chance for another one.
Yeah. Covered
missed his mark.
He should have hit it first time. He should have used the pace of the ball coming back, just like he did in the first half, and then tried to guide it to the back post. Instead, he stops it on the shoot. Good bit of run here. Good first time ball. Crovador coming onto it. You got to hit it there, son. The minute he stops it, trying to shoot a stagnant ball is a lot more difficult than hitting a moving ball. And the moving ball, you can utilize the pace of that ball moving to generate the right accuracy and ferocity. Instead, he chose a harder skill. And that's why he's not scored a hat-trick yet.
12 minutes is all that will remain. And, well, not a good sign as Moore pointing to some discomfort, perhaps in his knee. More time added on the clock. Harewood and company enjoy the bit of rest. More just receiving some treatment. Chance to have some words with the boys. Anson Raymond, also part of the coaching staff for EC Port of Spain in the Premiership.
it's difficult for coaches like Raymond. Clearly, the Chaguanas North Secondary School don't have the necessary resources as we look at the substitutes coming, as maybe a Fatima College or Naparima College. So when you work in a program like that, you become the assistant coach, the medic, the equipment man, and everything in one. And I just hope that Chaguanas North learn from their experience in the Premiership and come right back up by improving their structures below them to make sure they become a bit more efficient and consistent.
So Tariq Theobald is one of those coming on, as well as Glasgow, as Crovador and Andel Fraser make way. Time to look at our SportsMax app moment. And, well, I'm sure you know exactly what it is. The defender does. Look what happened here. Wilson Wright, oh my goodness. Just opening him up. And Crovador, the man who just came off, opening up the scoreline. Beauty combines for SportsMax app moment. Oh, goalkeeper Moore just testing out his knees, and seems to be okay. He'll have to test it even further as this one gets the assistance of his defenders. Francois. Bob just switching the angle. Perhaps a bit too heavy for Glasgow to get a foot on. Confirmation of the changes to your top left. Well, they still want more St. Anthony's, although already netted 5. Wilson Wright. It's one back by Lewis. Certainly been one of the brighter sparks, but not in that moment. Wilson Wright. This time he's illegally challenged by Lewis. Earns him and St. Anthony's a free kick. He's not a bad player, that man, Lewis.
Yeah, and I think it's unfortunate for him because he spent most of his time defending, so we've not really been able to see his offensive capabilities, flashes of it, as we have confirmation of that substitution. Hercules in, Francois out. That's their final substitution. I think it's now really about game management for them and getting their boys ready for that semi-final encounter against a very tricky space side.
Well, they're going to call that back.
I don't know if you saw the rules, the news, sorry, today, James, that of course IFAB, the body that's responsible for the rules of the game, is considering a sin bin for football. And it's called an orange card. 10 minutes. And it's something that may be rolled out in the Premier League next season. That should be very interesting if it does happen.
It's almost a basketball type punishment.
I can tell you, at my age, I wouldn't want to be in a 7 minute. After 10 minutes, I'll probably seize up if I have to go back on the pitch.
Yeah, that's if you're done after that.
Imagine Colin Murray in the oval football if they implored that.
Oh, it's fantastic. You can last 10 minutes of the game, period.
I think the games are 10 minutes in the oval.
Need to be his age. Well, seen him before. Let's just see. Not sure he can last 10. Well, that just sums up Chaguanas North's performance today. Hasn't quite connected for them. Hasn't been fluid. Certainly will be a learning lesson. Maybe here, some more. If he can keep this in, he's done that well, Rose. Made himself very available the second half.
Yeah, he has.
Just turning away from pressure. Losing possession as well. And,
Again. Just have to shuffle his feet over, James, and get control of the football. Instead, he just dangles his feet more. And you're right, that's the sort of scenarios they've found themselves in.
Oh, Luis Wise will get his first touch. The substitute, Lemuel Hercules. St. Anthony's just moments away, moving on into the National Intercol semi-finals. Oh, he'll want that back, wouldn't he? It's gone out for a goal kick. It's just not worked for them. Villafana.
Number 16 for Chaguanas North. Paul, and he was replaced by number 18,
Oh, that's good from Wilson Wright. He's opened them up, and the flag does go up. Didn't go in anyway, but Kurt Charles' flag was up early. Oh, you might have seen it first as well. Just 3 minutes separates St. Anthony's College from a date in the semi-final against Speyside Secondary. Oh, look at this. Still might be chance for another goal. Thomas, whiskers wide. They've had their chances, St. Anthony's, to extend the scoreline.
Well, as we said at the start of this broadcast, they have been culpable of being wasteful in their opportunities, and they're still having that challenge, even though they're 5-1 up. I'm quite sure that when they look back at some of these opportunities, they would figure that they should be higher up in goal scoring. But here it is again. Thomas does well. He hesitates here, creates that extra yard for a shot, just needs to hit the target. Not far off. But then again, when you're in and around the 6-yard box, because once he takes that touch into here, he's about 7 yards out, and you got to be hitting the target from that sort of distance. James, I think in terms of the man of the match conversation, he might have to point to a 2-goal scorer, Covado. So 2 goals on the night. Really should have had a hat-trick. My apologies, Covado, as we have a look at some of the spectators, but Covado's goals and assists and overall play, deserving of it, and smiles and face. Here's a man that hasn't had much to do. Did have to pick the ball out of his net with that very well put together set play.
Who saves in the semi-final?
That's a tough question. That may be a question for the coach. Good luck, James.
Of course, the man he replaced today, Germany Jackson. National youth goalkeeper as well.
Sporting complex. It's going to be
That's good headings.
San Fernando versus the East Zone winner, Arima North Secondary.
Finally gets a touch. Anthony's College just trying to hold on till the end of 90 minutes. There will be 3 minutes to be added. As Thomas gets involved and, well, just wonder why he didn't release earlier. That's clever. Thomas could be through. He's got support with him. Whew. Did everything right but the finish. They scored 5, but they could have scored a lot more.
Yeah, scored 5 and probably wasted 50. And as much as they are marching on to the semi-finals, I could tell you, goal scoring is a habit. And when you miss chances like this, it does follow you into your next game. Does everything right, Thomas. Cuts in here. I'm not sure why he's looking for power. You're 12 yards out from goal. You just need to place it into the back of the net. Again.
Can he find white shirt in the area? It's good. Could be in. Theodore just running into traffic. Theobald, rather. Oh, that's good. Very good from Rose, who's had a very good second half. Stretching Chaguanas. Just about 1.5 into the additional time, and Chaguanas, oh, look at that. All the highlight moments of the evening has been created by that man, Wilson Wright. He has another one, getting the fans off their seat. Maybe can get them off further. Not this time. Goal kick. Now Wilson Wright, he's certainly got some tricks up his sleeve, doesn't he?
Yeah, and as mentioned, certainly a player that has the capabilities of winning football games. I just think sometimes he drifts in and out of the match. And just for my own personal edification, I'd like to see him more involved, because I think when he's on the ball, he's so silky smooth. Just think as they go into the semi-finals, and possibly even if they move on from there, he will be critical for them. Look at it here. Opportunity there for Theobald, just didn't have the legs to control the ball and get it in. But despite the 5-1 win, James, there must be a feeling within the St. Anthony's Cup that they have to improve and some of these chances that they create and don't put away. Because at some point they're going to meet a tight football game, and they're going to have to be almost position perfect to win it.
Got to remember as well, they ended the first half 4-0. And 90 minutes up, just 1 second half goal. St. Anthony's College will have a date in the Intercol semi-final against Speyside Secondary. The Westmoreland Tigers within touching range of yet another national Intercol title. Chaguanas North, the journey is over. Lessons would have been learned. But for St. Anthony's, well, the Saints, they go marching on. 5-1 at full time.
And winning this game, their opponent, St. Anthony's College. The goals were scored for the St. Anthony's College.
So just the semi-finals remain now. Presentation College against Arima North, and the St. Anthony's College will now move on to face Tobago champion Speyside Secondary. Well, that man has been good in goal, given the opportunity. Josiah Morris, just one getting past him, a set piece. Let's look back at all the action unfolded. And this is going to be all St. Anthony's. Crovador managing to capitalize on the error early. And look at this, Alan Wilson Wright, Ala peanut butter jelly sandwiches. And Crovador, number 2 for him. If St. Anthony's the early lead. Going to be talking about that all day tomorrow. And then later on, Harewood started the gingerbread man run. And when the keeper couldn't hold on, it was Thomas that was able to get it across the finish line. And that made it 3 to the Westmoreland Tigers. And then Fraser, Andel Fraser with the penalty, was able to add goal number 4. Chaguanas, though, they would get on the score sheet. A bit of trickery allowed David to get in. That made it 4-1. And then this happened in the second half. Bit controversial. The header across the goal line, and the judge have gone in. Replays, well, somewhat inconclusive. But the goal standing in the end as St. Anthony's College. Well, they walk away 5-1 winners. All right, let's look at those numbers and look at the shots category. St. Anthony's out shooting Chaguanas North. And, well, possession, something that they also dominated, 61-39, as they won this match by 5-1. Hans Devines is standing by with our man of the match.
Our NGC man of the match, Theo Crovador, congratulations to you. All the best, bro. A brace, assist, and a motivator of the team. How do you feel about your performance today?
Well, my performance today could have been better. All thanks to the team and coaching staff for assisting me, because without them I couldn't have done anything. I give thanks to God for the goals, but I feel like my performance could have been better.
All right, truly a class act. Well, I actually saw you talking to Dunbar after the yellow card. What were you actually telling Dunbar at that point in time?
Well, I was just letting him know that he's a very important player to the squad, and we have a upcoming game against Speyside, and it's very important. It's crucial going forward, and he's one of the players that should be on the field. So I was just giving him a little bit of motivation, letting him know to calm the nerves, you know?
Yeah.
We got a little more composed.
Well, keep it composed. We look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Brent Sancho is with the coaches.
Coach, a disappointing first half, a better second half. Your assessment on the game?
Right, I put it down to we're not playing a disciplined game, right? We didn't play to our game plan, right? We were supposed to remain nice and compact at the back, playing 5 and not conceding the first half. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way.
What do you think led to that breakdown in communication or lack of discipline, as you said in the first half?
Well, to be honest, this is the first time these boys reached to this level, right? And I know there were a lot of jitters, right, coming into this game. So better luck next time, I think. They have gained the experience coming up to this quarterfinal, and hopefully we do better next year.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on reaching this far in the tournament, and all the best next season.
Thanks.
Coach, a victory on to the semi-finals against Speyside. Your assessment on the game?
Well, you can see our boys were confident. We played with that confidence, and we will continue to play with that confidence going forward.
Well, one of the things that we looked at throughout the game was the wasteful opportunities, a lot of chances that you created, but despite the scoreline, it could have probably been a lot more. Are you a little bit concerned going into the semi-final that you're not taking some of your opportunities?
I'm not concerned. What is happening, we are creating the chances, so that is important.
Well, that's important indeed. Thank you very much, Coach, and all the best.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brent Sancho. Well, we are getting ready for our upcoming matches. St. Anthony's College in the semi-finals against Speyside High School here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium on Friday. And also on Friday, we give you TTPFL action. Central FC against Tiger Tanks Club Sando. We head to La Hokita Phase 2 at the Recreation Ground. After that one, we get ready for Terminex, La Hokita Rangers versus Caledonia FC. And this is where we close it off for today. My name is Hans Devines on behalf of the entire SportsMax team. Thank you so much for watching Coca-Cola Intercol action. We leave you with some moments of today.
SSFL Premiership Division. SSFL Premiership Division.